There are a lot of manhwas that go under the radar, even though they are quite better than a lot of other anime shows that are already out there. Our job is to shed light on those diamonds in the rough and bring them to light to the best of our capabilities. One of these gems is the manhwa of true education. Some might say it is similar to Great Teacher Onizuka in many of its aspects, and they might be right in some cases of the manhwa. There are some similarities. However, in the long run, the manhwa is nothing like GTO. The only similarities I can find are the unconventional methods each teacher uses in tutoring the students, and even then, their styles are so different. But enough about that, and let's dig into the manhwa to find out what it's really about. In South Korea, ever since the passage of the ban on corporal punishment, teachers had no right anymore to hit students or discipline them in class. Doing so would cost them their career and loads of lawsuits that will drive them penniless. In such a situation, the quality of education in schools took a deep plunge, turning schools into dens for delinquents and bullies that no one can stop or discipline. Students use their privileges and parental influences to be treated as kings and do whatever they like. Things went from bad to the worst situation ever when a student assaulted a teacher, killing him in the process. A lot of teachers began to protest against the ban and wanted it to be amended, somehow, to protect the well-being of the teachers at least. The job of a tutor is to supply a safe environment for students to learn in. But how will they do that if they can't even discipline the problematic students and their unethical behaviors, to say the least? If that wasn't enough, in one of the schools, a student committed suicide because of the excessive bullying he was subjected to, causing the authorities to take decisive action in the matter. Enter the special bureau teacher, Manhwa Jin. He is absolutely ruthless and unforgiving in the slightest when it comes to bullying and treating the teachers and students terribly. The special teacher isn't only going to make a meaningless change that ends with him leaving the school. Oh no, he is so much smarter than that and is ready to one-up the bullies in their own game while keeping to himself and watching things unfold from the shadows, only interfering when he deems it necessary and the right conditions present themselves. You see, this teacher will empower the students and teachers alike to take back what is theirs and fight for what is right. For example, he grants the teachers the right to use the disciplinary weapons, again granting them the free choice of picking whatever weapon they deem necessary to discipline those children and showing them who is boss. One single student though, the son of a renowned politician that rules over the school like as if he was a made king, this student especially is a very troubled and malevolent bully that enjoys watching students be belittled and suffer in front of him, even when a student was driven to commit suicide. He didn't even flinch for it or care. And along with that, not a care in the world, just as long as his dear old dad influence was protecting him. You see, Manhwa Jin's work includes altering the complete foundations of a system and not making a superficial change that can be erased in just a few days. What he aimed for was a long-lasting solution that will help the schools and the educational systems recover and heal a bit. You see, true education lies in the experiences someone faces and how those experiences impact him. To Manhwa Jin, if you don't experience, then you don't learn. That is why, to teach the bully a lesson he will never forget in life, he subjects him to the exact same treatment he subjected others to. He turns him into an outcast and shows him just how cruel life can be, and that he is nothing without the influence of his dear old father, who was, at the time, facing a plethora of scandals and lawsuits, causing him to lose his position and, well, becoming a nobody. Talk about how the mighty have fallen. Even his entourage turned against him after losing his father's backing, and just like that, his reign of terror was over, and power returned into the hands of the teachers. Just to show how scary Jin can be, the manhwa creator added a scene where he takes students into a dark room and somehow they come out pale as death. What did he do? What did he say? No one knows. And frankly, by the look they have on their faces, once they leave, I don't know if I want to know what he does in that room. Jin's mission is far from being over, though as his job is completed in one school, he has to go to another, and so forth and so on, until education is back to its prime and to its roots. The second school he joins is a more troubling one though. Why, you might ask? Well, it's just that, simply put, there is a gang war going on in that school between the electrical profession students and the car engineering students. The manhwa still has a lot of potential to grow and flourish, fleshing out the characters even more and answering some of the questions we already started asking about the manhwa. Like, why did they even ban corporal punishment in the first place? Or how the hell is Jin that strong and good in a fistfight? Albeit he only fought children, but still everything about him, from his looks to his attitude, to the way he behaves overall, his carefree attitude, it just doesn't make sense. Was he in the army? Special ops? Or is he just that much of a cold, distant person that knows nothing else but finishing the mission at hand? And who his father might be? Oh, nothing. Just the Minister of Education, and I gotta say, that apple didn't fall from the tree. If you thought Jin was badass and headstrong, wait till you meet his father. He is ready to make the hard decisions and take the full brunt of his actions head on. He dislikes the bullshit shit show that is called the press and doesn't indulge whatsoever in their political, annoying questions. He is just a headstrong minister that prefers to break through the door, smashing it to pieces, rather than opening it and walking like a normal person. He isn't going to back down anytime soon from his special initiative, and why should he really? He is facing the weeds and parasites that are sucking out the life from this country. His only action is moving forward. The parents want to complain? Screw them. Political pressure? Fuck the politics. He will stop what he is doing in 2 cases. 1, he dies, and 2, he roots out every obstacle, parasite, and weed in his way and revive the education system. This manhwa might seem boring to some, as it is talking about the importance of education and schools and whatnot when 70% of us already hate schools. But this manhwa engages mostly all the issues schools face in an engaging and funny way, and clearly they won't be holding back any punches. They already address the high bullying rates and how they lead to lots of cases of suicide and its impact on society. As I said before, the manhwa is still merely 10 chapters. In the first school case, they address bullying and suicide in the second, which is still at its first chapter. And ongoing, they are addressing gang wars in schools and students that actually would go as far as bringing a weapon with them to school. It might seem like something, well, out of a manhwa, but sadly a lot of countries actually suffer from such cases and issues, and that isn't even the tip of the iceberg. I, myself, am so intrigued to see how this manhwa will keep moving on from here. The subjects they tackle are sensitive ones in our society, yet they introduce them in such a fun and nice engaging manner. The art as well is good, and when it comes to the action sequences, you don't just get dizzy looking around the panel like an idiot trying to decipher what the hell you're looking at. The drawings are easy to understand and the animations are great as well for a manhwa, that is. Overall, this manhwa is definitely going to be great moving forward. I mean seriously, it got me hooked right off the bat while reading only the first chapter. There is only a handful of manga and manhwa that ever gave me such an impression for the first chapter. But I have a feeling that this time too, I am right, and that this manhwa will be something else entirely. I really hope though the manhwa will keep releasing periodically and won't suffer the fate of many manhwas before it, and get cancelled or be thrown into hiatus. We all know how well that worked out for Hunter x Hunter. So let's just cross our fingers and hope for the best, shall we? And with that, we conclude our video for the day. Hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you like these type of videos, remember to subscribe and smash that thumbs up button to keep being notified to all of our latest new videos, as well as our upcoming content. Also, write down in the comments below about some other manga or manhwas that you would like us to explain about or you want to see in the next video. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.